focus on the big picture. Here to present Get Funded and Stay Funded as a prop firm trader in 28 days or less, copying our signals, is Jim Simmons of Neuro Street Trading Academy. Welcome back to Traders Corner, Jim.
Yeah, thanks for having us back. Always glad to be here. Hope everybody's doing great. Can you guys see my screen and hear me okay?
Loud and clear. And I'm
Excellent.
always excited for your presentation. I do love it.
Oh, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Yep, absolutely. Good to be here with everybody. And thanks so much to everybody for taking time out of your day. I know there's a lot of really great presenters as part of these events. And so thanks for being here and hanging out with us. We really appreciate the time you've spent to be here. So we'll go ahead and jump in to make the most of time. Speaking of time, before we dive in, of course, we do need to post our disclaimer. We can't guarantee results, can't tell you what to trade, where to trade, how to trade, when to trade. That is up to you. We can show you what we do, we can educate you, and that's about our role in this process. Okay, so if that sounds fair to you, let's go ahead and get started. So, what do you want? What do you want? Why are you here? Right? What is it that you came to this event? You can see I just jumped right in here, right? What is it that you want from trading? And you can feel free to chime in the chat box. I love seeing the chat box going. And we're here for, odds are, probably the same reasons for the most part. You know, there may be some things on this list that kind of make sense to you and that you know, really resonate to you. Maybe it's the time freedom, maybe it's the, you know, shorter work day and that kind of thing. But I think all of these things stem into one issue or you know, thing that we're looking to solve, which is to make money as a priority, but also to do so in less time, right? The reason we got into trading was the idea, sure, you want to scale wealth and change your lifestyle and do all these things, but it comes down to the idea that you can make more money in less time. You can take what used to be an 8-hour day, shave it into a 2-hour day and make double what you used to make or more. The reality is the sky is the limit. There is endless opportunity. So why is it that we hear all the time, oh, traders fail and oh my gosh, nobody makes money? Why do we hear those things? What is it that holds traders back from seeing the success? Because we're not interested in hearing about the problem. We already know what the problem is. We've already experienced it. We've already been there, done that. So we've taken an approach here to developing something that I feel and that a lot of our other traders feel can really help our traders get further along. Now, I can't guarantee that everybody comes through our program is going to be massively successful and make a ton of money trading. What I can tell you is that if you put the effort in and you work through this process, you will become a better trader. Short of guaranteeing anything, I can tell you that. We can teach you some things, okay? So the first issue that we have to deal with is, why do traders fail? And it's primarily because of fear. We can relate any issue that any of us deal with in trading to fear. Okay, and you say, well, I don't know about that, right? You initially think, not sure, right? Think about it. You take a loss. Okay, it stings a little. That equals pain, right? You take a loss, it's a little bit painful, you lost some money. It sucks. Maybe you lost an account. Sucks even more, right? Clearly that's an issue. All right, so we experience this pain. So everything we do in trading is just focused on avoiding pain. Think about it. You're in a profitable trade. How many of you are trading prop firms or evals? You guys out there trading prop firms, trying to get funded. Maybe you've been funded. Maybe you lost the funding. Maybe you're still funded and you're hanging on for dear life. Good. We can help you there. But you're in a profitable trade and you take profit early. Why? Why do we take profit early? To avoid the pain of giving back the profit, right? Why do we move stops? I don't, but I know none of you do. So we're going to call on everybody else. We're going to call out the other traders that aren't here. Why do they move the stops? Fear of losing. But it's also kind of an ego thing, isn't it? We don't want that stop loss on our trade report. We don't want to see that. We want to see win, win, win. So what happens? You get a string of winners. You get overconfident. You start forcing trades. You start giving back the profit. It's usually looks, for most traders, it usually looks a little something like this, right? Stair step up, elevator down, just like the S&P. So the fear is there. So there's other fears to trying something new, right? Maybe it's, you know, going out and getting a new indicator or an algo or getting education or getting a trade room or joining with one of the speakers here today. There's a fear there. That fear is also a fear of pain, of spending money and not making a return, which unfortunately happens for a lot of traders. Is that because the educator, the trade room, the product is garbage? Not usually. Not usually. Though it's easy to blame the product, the educator, the trade room, the whatever. It's easy to do that because it gives us an out to where we do not have to face our pain of accepting the fact we need to get better as traders. How do we do that? We're going to look at that here today. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do is acknowledge that there's an underlying fear. So how do we overcome those fears? The fears that tell us it's going to be difficult, it's going to be time consuming, it won't take a long time to succeed, or it takes a long time, or won't work for me, won't be sustainable. Where do those fears come in from? Well, it's partially a relationship with money. What is your relationship with money? Do you value the money? Do you love the money? Do you hate the money? Do you hate people who have money? Do you call out people and say, well, they're just robbed Peter to, you know, whatever, you know, that's all the sayings, right? You hear it. And so we develop this mindset from hearing everybody else, all the naysayers. Oh, you want to be a day trader? Are you nuts? Oh, it's so risky. It's not sustainable. You can't make a living doing that. You've heard it. We all have. So those are the fears that are ingrained in our heads. Well, I'm here to tell you that there are traders that make money. So we'll stop focusing on the problem, right? There are traders that make money. There are traders that make a lot of money. Now, I get that that's a subjective term, a lot. Well, what is that to you? Is it 500 a day? Is it 1,000 a day? Is it 10,000 a day? Is it, you know, whatever the case? Let's add another zero. There we go. I can tell you, we have traders in our community that make this. We have traders in our community that make this, and this, and this, and even more. There are traders that regularly can make 5 to 10K a day. It happens. Absolutely, it happens. Is that the norm? No. Let's just be transparent about it. That's not the norm. But if you're busy shooting to make 5K a day and you haven't even learned how to make 100 a day, then maybe we ought to take a step back. Because remember, trading is what? Trading is an emotional game. Until you can learn to manage this, you cannot make that. So which do you think you're going to be more emotional, trying to make 5,000 a day or making 100 a day? Okay, hotshot, let's back it up a little bit here, right? Let's get you making money first so that we can scale. Okay, so that's what we're after. That's what we're after. Get to profitability. Step one. Okay, so how do we get there? Well, we have to acknowledge that there's some things that we need to overcome and problems that we need to solve as traders in order to continue to move forward. We need to cut off some of those things that are anchoring us down. So what are those things? How many of you here are second guessing your trades? Either before you get in, you're scared to get in. During the trade, you're scared to stay in. You're scared to take profit where you're supposed to. You take profit early, right? Now, there's a time to move your stops. There's a time to bail on a trade. If it's not working, acknowledge that. But acknowledging the fact that we were wrong as a trader is also incredibly difficult. So what makes a trader wrong or right? Anybody have some insight on that? What makes a trader right or wrong? Is it based on the outcome, which we have literally no control over, or is it based on the execution of the trade? The only thing that we control is our execution. But again, if we're emotional, then we can't control the execution because we can't even control ourselves. So that's what we have to fix there. But if you're second guessing your trades, we have a solution for that. We're going to build trust with proof through live trade rooms that actually trade the markets live and track performance. So without further ado, let's go look at said performance and see how it's going. So here is, and this is full transparency. Obviously, every month, month after month, we make a killing every month. No, okay, guys. Look, there are ups and downs to trading. We'll be the first to tell you that. But if we can be consistent over the long run, there's a lot of trades in here, holy smokes, then we'll be okay. So let's take a look. So of the, what have you done for me lately, right? Okay, well, 8 out of 10 winners here. This is stocks. Anybody day trading stocks here? So we have a room that day trades stocks. 71, 77, 72, 83, 76. It's consistent. Okay, we had a not great month by our standards in March. We still hit 64% of our trades. It's salvageable. Did we lose our shirt? No. We traded the plan and we did well. Did we do as well as we wanted? No. We have high standards, of course. But over the long run, we can see that the numbers are there. These are the two primary strategies, clearly you can see by the numbers, that we trade in stocks. So if we have, how many trades is that? 923 trades that tell us our win rate is 74 to 75%, then we have something we can hang our hat on. Is every month going to be that? Is every week going to be that? No, it's ups and downs. Clear your head, keep going. It's going to be fine. Don't freak out, don't panic, but really good numbers with a good expectancy. What about in futures? Anybody day trading futures here? Okay. So futures, 76, I don't count July because it's just a handful. 76, 74, 74, 64, 64, 60. Oh my God, the train's coming off the rails. What is happening here? Well, January is a short month coming back after the holidays. We did fine. It was fine. We still made money in January. February came back with a vengeance. 76% win rate in February. We did great in February. Very, very well. This month, it was okay. Did we end profitable? Yeah. But it's not where we want to be. We like to be around that number, 70% in futures. Futures trading is different. Okay. So we've seen all these numbers and you go, okay, well, that's great. But how do we know that these numbers are real? Well, let's go over that. Let's show you. Which, by the way, if you want these links, then get in touch with us and we'll get them to you. You can see it for yourself. So how do we know that these trades are real? Well, here's 2 trades I took today. Got in here. Market just said, I don't know if I want to do anything today. I'm just going to sit here and, do nothing. But eventually it went because our edge tells us that that trade works. Does every trade work? Of course not. But the entries are there on the chart, right? There's the entry, there's the exit. You can see where the targets and stops are. Again, it's transparency. Why should you believe anything we say? You shouldn't. You should say, show me, and we're going to. Good, bad, and everything in between. There's the entry there, there's the exit. This one again, we got in, started going, and not sure, maybe, I don't know. Welcome to Today in Trading. There you go. So every trade that we've ever taken is in here. So if you want to go back and look at all of our trades, knock yourself out. They're all here. And they all end up on this log and they all get tracked for transparency, just to show, first off, if somebody shows all they ever do is win, then you really don't know what they're doing, because all of us know nobody ever wins all the time, unless you're a superhero, something. If you do win all the time, then we seriously need to chat. But nobody wins all the time. So knowing that, shouldn't we figure out how to lose, right? Shouldn't we figure out how to lose? The best hockey players, they know how to take a hit. They know how to take a check. They know how to fall. They know what to do to avoid injury. Football players, they get stretched. They get moved. They get put into uncomfortable positions so that when it comes game time, they don't get injured because they're used to that. Their body has become accustomed to that. So just the same, we need to understand that the losses will come. How do we find our way out? That's a critical component to trading. But here's the proof that we are doing what we say we're doing, which is important to show, because I don't think you should even listen to me if I wasn't going to show you that, right? So fair enough. What about lack of belief? Maybe you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in your system, you don't believe in your ability to execute. Well, if you've shown yourself over and over that you break your rules, probably a good belief to have, frankly. So how do we fix that? We have calls. Now, these are not just calls. Hey, I want to talk to somebody who trades. No. So to give you some background, I've been trading for 16 years. If I can draw, 16 years I've been trading. Am I the best trader on the planet? Obviously. No, of course not. But I've learned a lot and I'm continuously getting better. But I bet there are some things, if we put our heads together and look at your trading plan and we look at your trades and we look at and digest some of the things, the challenges that you face as a trader, I bet we could come up with a plan to overcome those issues. I know as a trader that sometimes I can get a little bit nervous. So what do I have to do to overcome that? Well, I have to really make sure I take the best trades possible so that I can trust in my system that I know will deliver. And if I have any guesswork on any of the trades, then I know it's assigned to myself as a trader who's traded hundreds of trades and tracked hundreds of trades, that if I don't feel 100% about it, I'm just not going to take the trade. Now, there's always a reason. It's not that I'm just like, I just don't feel it in my gut. No, screw that. You need rules. If it matches your rules, you take the trade. If it doesn't match your rules, you don't take the trade. But there are some situations in the rules that say, if the market's doing this, if there's massive resistance here, don't take a long trade. If it's not in your trade plan, it probably should be, okay? But there are some other situations that, based on this trade, it's too choppy, I'm not gonna trade this trade because my rules tell me not to. Now, we try to make things as rules-based as possible, but sometimes there's some subjectivity that can creep in. Speaking of rules-based, what about emotional sabotage? We kind of been talking about this the whole time. Fear, greed, fear of missing out, revenge trading, over trading. I know none of us have ever done this. None of us. Nobody here, right? We're talking about everybody else, right? Time to take some ownership, guys. It's time to accept the fact that we are not perfect. We're human, and that is perfectly fine. We need to know not how to become a perfect trader. We need to learn how to overcome and how to manage. Overcome our weaknesses, manage them, and then focus on our strengths. What do we do well? Well, there is a way that we can help eliminate, or not eliminate, but minimize, mitigate some of those emotions that we face. And that is, you guessed it, rules. Okay. There are two roles that you have, aside from being a money manager. There are two roles you have as a trader. One, engineer. You are an engineer, and two, you are a technician. So the engineer, you are the engineer when you are not trading. That is the time that you create your trade plan. You come up with rules, how you're going to trade, when you're going to trade, how much you're going to trade, where you're going to trade, all of that. Good news. We've already done it for you. We have, I don't know, maybe a dozen of these for different trade plans. And we're going to talk about what goes into a trading strategy in just a bit, but I can tell you that these are complete trading strategies. There are multiple. So if you like to trade reversals, great, we got something for that. Breakouts, great, got you covered. Pullbacks, awesome. So we have trade plans for everything because there's a time to trade each, right? No market ever just goes the same way unless you're trading stocks, and then lucky you, and I'm jealous. But that's not always the case, right? We need to know what to trade, the right tool for the job. What is the market doing today? How do I encounter that, and go over that. So strategy cheat sheets, we've got them all built out for you. They are simple step-by-step plans, easy to follow. And oh, by the way, when we trade in the room, we follow these plans to a T. Why? Because that is how we get paid. It's also how we manage our emotions. What are those emotions? Fear. How do we avoid fear? Follow the rules. Your time to be a technician is when you are trading. When you are trading, it is not time to second guess your trade plan. It is not time to make a change. It's not time to decide you want to move your targets or do something different or leave a runner on. No. The time to do that is when you are not trading, so that you can be objective. You can look at the charts, you can see where the edge is, you can do the back testing, you can do the historical info and determine, is this an advantage to me? If you're not doing those things, you need to challenge every single thing that you do and ask, is that the best way to trade the markets? If you don't know the answer to that and you don't have data on that, then you don't have a complete trade plan. We can help you with that. Okay, now we're talking a lot about learning things and encountering things and overcoming things, but does it have to be hard? No. Does it have to take forever? No. We're going to show you how you can start making money right away versus having to go, oh my gosh, how long is this going to take? I don't want to be doing this for a year before I start making money. Most of you have already blown 5 years in the markets trying to make money. Most of us, I should say, right? Because we've all been there, done that. Okay, so it doesn't have to take a long time. We're going to talk about that here in just a minute. But if you're sick of losing, anybody sick of losing? I would be happy if I never took another stop out again. Would I be happy though? I mean, really, I'd probably just take it for granted like everything else. We do that as humans. We do it. Don't pretend you don't. You see, you take something for granted, and then it's gone, and you're like, oh, man, that was easy. I had it so good. All right, so what about blowing out evals? How many of you have traded over 100 evals? Nobody's going to fess up to this, but I know you're out there. All right, there are traders that trade a lot of evals and a lot of accounts, and they're just trying to make money, but the reality is they're just not. So if that is your issue, we have winning strategies. We just looked at them. We have multiple trade rooms, again, stocks and futures covered. Probably more coming in the Forex realm and crypto and all the other things. We cover it sometimes. We've got you covered there too. For the sake of time, I think I'm going to pass through this, but these are some clips of winning trades. Spoiler alert, obviously they're winners, but actually, let me just pause this for a second. Okay, so I don't know how to mute this thing, so that's fine. Spoiler alert, it's a winner. Okay, here, there we go, mute it. So what was the trade? Let's break it down real quick. So this is a trade. You all know what VWAP is, right? Volume weighted average price on a daily profile. There it is. Market comes into VWAP. How do we trade out of it? We trade the break coming out of VWAP. Notice what's happening here. Pivot, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, break. Trade it. We took 2 of those today. They're both profitable. This is one of our trade setups. It hits very, very well, especially when there's confluence with an order block. We teach that as well. So there's trade 1. Let's go over one more that we show from the trade room. And we'll mute that one and we'll go to the end for the sake of time. Spoiler alert, it's a winner, of course. All right, so I'm not going to show you losing trades. That'd be dumb. Okay, so what about this one? We got in on this one as well, right? Sorry, we got in here, out there. Okay, so a couple winners. All right, let's keep moving on. What about you're ready to give up? How many of you came to this event and said, I'm going to do this. It's my last ditch effort. This is my Hail Mary. I'm throwing the ball up. I'm going to see if somebody comes down with it. Somebody please catch this ball, right? Maybe that's you. Maybe you've drawn the line in the sand. You're saying, it's now or never. I'm either going to make money or I'm going to quit. Get it? I've been there. I know exactly what that's like. Maybe you're at the end of the rope. Maybe you don't have any more support from friends or family and everybody's telling you to ditch the trading thing. Heard it before. We've worked with thousands of traders. So we've seen these, we've had these conversations. Some of them are very heartbreaking. Some of them are really tough, okay? Well, we have a community that we've built up and we have worked hard to build a solid community and a positive environment for our traders to feel like they have someone they can talk to. How many of you have tried to talk to somebody about trading and their eyes glaze over and they're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. It sounds fascinating, but I'm bored to death. So stop talking about that and let's talk about football. Okay. So they don't really understand what you're talking about, but our community does. We've got chat rooms. We're all in this together, really. None of us are, some of us might be further along in the journey, but we've all had to learn things over the course of our time in trading. I have yet to hear a trader say, I've been trading for years successfully, profitably, and nobody ever taught me anything. I learned it all myself. I just don't think it's possible. It hasn't happened yet. Maybe somebody someday will tell me that, and then I'll do everything I can to prove them wrong. Because, but even if that was the case, all right, even if that was the case, why would you do that to yourself? If there's somebody who can help you, move forward, get better, whatever the case, take advantage of that. There's a quicker road. If the road's already paved, you want to go pave your own road, knock yourself out. We've got an easier way. Okay. What about confused to learn? How many of you spent countless hours on YouTube looking at strategies and none of them work? Why do they not work? Why do the strategies on YouTube not work? Some of them do. I'm going to give you a hint. Most of them probably do work. So what's the issue? One is usually they're not giving you the whole story. Okay, it's like you ask for a map to New York and they gave you, better yet, I'll use Chicago since that's where I'm originally from. You ask for a map to Chicago and they give you a map of River North and nothing else, right? They don't give you a map of everything. You're like, well, what about the Loop or South Loop, or what about, I want to go to Greektown, or no, we're going to give you a map of River North and you could stay there. And what if River North isn't paying that day? All right, well, you don't have the whole story. So how do you get the whole story? How do you know who to trust? Well, this comes down to transparency. We've already covered that. Maybe you're looking at online programs or you want to learn how to get better as a trader, but you don't know where to go. You don't know what to learn. So what we've done is we've put together our course entirely, first off, around prop trading. Since most of our traders want to be a funded prop trader, that's where we focus our effort and energy, and all of our education is geared toward that. Now, if you don't trade prop, great. We can help you too, because if you can trade prop, I assure you, you can trade your own account, okay? So what do we cover? We cover structure, waves, smart money concepts, multi-time frame analysis, liquidity and volume, order flow, price action, support, resistance, trend lines, and traps, support, supply, demand, and order blocks. These are the trading foundations. And as an added hint, we talked about having the whole picture. If your trade plan does not encounter and take into consideration every one of these items, order flow is an anomaly, but some of these cross over, like order flow is also volume, right? But if your trade plan doesn't have all those factors, it's not complete. If you don't have any idea on how to figure out what the higher time frames are doing, then you don't have a complete strategy. Does that mean you have to trade with multiple time frame charts? Nope, it doesn't. Doesn't mean that at all. But it does mean that you need to understand how to interpret what the multi-time frames are telling you. And if you don't, it's a good time to figure that out. Okay. What about supply and demand? If you don't understand supply and demand, you're not a trader. I'm just going to call it straight. Like, you have to understand supply and demand. It's literally how the market moves and why it moves. If you don't understand liquidity, how are you going to trade? Because every time you trade, you're going to get hit by a brick wall of support or resistance because you don't know that it's there. So you need to know those things. Obviously, you need to know how you're going to manage your money. Again, there's a time to be an engineer. There's a time to be a technician. If you're trying to figure out your trade management and money management in the middle of trading, good luck. You're going to be a nervous wreck. So don't do it. Psychology, discipline, trader development. If you can't manage yourself, then you certainly can't manage the money. And if you can't manage the money, well, then none of these things make any sense anyway. So what are the most important things on the list? These two. These are advanced concepts. Why are they advanced? Because there's not a lot of opportunities to learn this stuff out there. So with these courses, it looks like a lot, right? It looks like there's a lot of info, but we cover one of these items each week. Each week we'll cover, and some of these take a couple weeks, right? We'll cover these each week. These are the foundations. So what, that takes us 6-7 weeks to get through it? Well, I don't have 6-7 weeks. First off, yeah, you do, because you've spent a lot of time trying to trade. Second of all, do you have to do all these things to be able to trade profitably with us? No. We're going to show you that you can come in and take the trades we're taking, copy them. You've just seen what our results are. So can we guarantee anything? No, but we can tell you this is what our results have been. One would think that maybe they'd be similar. It's a touchy subject. I can't talk too much on that because regulators will come in down from the ceilings and they'll take me away. All right, but you get the idea. Live strategy classes. We have a class every week. It's about 90 minutes. It's live. You can come in, ask questions, all of it. If you can't come in, no worries. We record them. You can go back and watch them. These are all recorded already, by the way. We're going through multiple rounds of these. What about getting funded? You want to get funded? Great. We have partners that can help you get funded. If you don't have money, cool, they do. And they'll take a little bit of your money and hopefully you can prove that you're a good trader so that they can help you make a lot of money. That's the idea. So we are a prop focused education working with partners. What about time and effort? You're spending all this time staring at the screens. And how many days, if you were to say in the last, I don't know, call it the last 60 days, how many days are winners? How many days are losers? You really want to know that kind of stuff, right? Because otherwise you're putting time in and you're not getting paid. None of us would ever go to work and say, it's okay, you don't have to give me a paycheck this week. I'm just happy to work here. It's never happened. So if you're not getting ahead and you're spending all this time studying, earn while you learn. This is what we were just talking about. Do you have to know everything to trade profitably? Absolutely not. Should you want to learn? Yeah, of course, because it's going to make you a better trader. It's going to help you understand, right? You heard the saying, give a man a fish, teach a man to fish, right? It's that concept. We're not just going to hand you fish the rest of your life. We will if you really want to do that, but we would also suggest that you learn what you're doing because it's going to give you more conviction in what you're trading as well. Okay, make money and scale. That's our priority. What about jealousy, envy? How many of you have seen something? You got an email from one of the prop firms and they say, look at Johnny over here, and Johnny just made 10 grand last week. And you're like, get out of here. No, he didn't. He's a liar. But you start to doubt because we're so ingrained and used to seeing losing trade, losing day, that we get cynical that there are other traders that are making money. And I assure you, there are traders that are making this. So when a trader can show us that they're making 5 grand a month, 10 grand a month, 50 grand a month, great, show us. We'll give you a certificate and now you got the bragging rights. But it also shows those in our community that it's happening. There are traders that are doing it. So we celebrate your success. Again, it's about community empowerment, all that good stuff. So does this sound like what you're looking for so far? I'm actually not going to cover pricing here, spoiler alert. But I am going to cover value. What do we offer? I like to think we have a very, very complete program for our traders. There is a lot that we put into this program for our traders, and I think it's a very complete package. So let's go through. So community, chat rooms, intro courses on every asset class. Foundations courses, again, every asset class, basic to advanced global assets. Price action course on smart money concepts and market structure mapping. This is mastery level course. It's only about 12 videos, doesn't take very long to go through, but it's extremely deep. You will learn everything you need to learn. Supply and demand, order blocks, fair value gaps, liquidity. We'll teach you that. Again, mastery level course. Benefits of these, rules based. I've taken other courses on this stuff, and the issue that I had was they go, okay, here's a boss break. You're like, okay, why is that a boss break? Well, because of the pullback in this. Well, okay, how is it a pullback? Well, because it went down. How much? When? Where? Show me. If you don't have rules, you don't have much to follow, because when it comes time to trade, you cannot second guess yourself. So we've put these all into rules, and frankly, I'm very proud of that fact. Strategy courses on, you want to scalp, day trade, swing trade, you want to trade with indicators or algos, multiple live trade rooms, futures and stocks primarily. We do trade Forex and crypto sometimes. Options, we have courses on that. So total value, $12,465. Is it a lot of money? Yeah, it is. Is that what we charge? No, not even close. But that is just to illustrate the value that if you were to go out and pay for these courses separately, start adding up what you're spending on trading And I assure you, there will be traders in this very course and they're in this very room that have spent way more than that. Okay. We don't want you to have to do that, right? Let's save you the headache. Do our traders love us? Yeah. Good reviews. You know, over 1,000 traders have reviewed us. We've worked with thousands of traders over the years. Lots and lots of traders. But they talk about how we have their back. We take care of them. We're responsive. If they need help, we're going to help them. You don't get ratings like this if you're not taking care of traders, because traders expect that, you know, we're going to be transparent, do what we say we're going to do, and that's what it comes down to. Bonuses, of course, that's not all. Workspaces, templates, we got them, we'll give them to you. TC2000, trade ideas, NinjaTrader, TradingView, whatever. If we have it, we'll give it to you. Instructor trade plan reviews. How many of you have ever had a trading instructor look over your trade plan? It's pretty rare. That's why we wanted to include it. We'll do that for you. Strategy cheat sheets. How many of you have gone somewhere where you've got an entire cheat sheet on what charts to use, where to get in, where to get out, and give you real examples so that you can follow the rules? You don't have to second guess. Well, wait, is this a condition? I don't know. No, we got you covered. Learn one at a time, right? Master one at a time. I'm going fast because of the sake of time. I'm almost out of time here. White glove onboarding. You want to do a quick intro, or it doesn't have to be quick, but an intro to cover what your path is and what you need to learn and how you need to go about it? Great, we can do that for you. VIP Inner Circle Strategy class. This is where the magic happens. We go over the foundations, that's pillar 1. We go over advanced concepts, that's pillar 2. We go over trade strategy, pillar 3. These are the weekly classes, they're about 90 minutes each. We go deep. We did a class on market structure, and I think maybe some people's heads exploded. I don't know. But we cover a lot of deep info on that. Why? Because we want to confuse you? No, of course not. We want you to be able to access everything you need to know about this subject in a fast amount of time so that you can learn it and that you can know it. Okay, so we cover all these. Then we cover the trade strategies, top to bottom, start to finish, every single rule, and then we look at multiple examples on the chart together. Indicators, we got 55 of them. If you want indicators that will do order flow or volume profiles or structure or smart money concepts or order blocks, we've got it all. And they're yours as part of this program. Trader success calls. You want to learn how to scale your account or grow, or you want to become more profitable, or you want to figure out how to get funded or stay funded. We've got 3 calls that we include in this program as well, one-on-one with an instructor. So we've got everything covered: on demand, live classes, one-on-ones, got you covered there. Total of bonuses, $13,000. So we're packaging in $26,000 worth of value. And I get it, it's a big number, but at the same time, there are programs that cost this, that offer a very small fraction of what you get offered here. And we know these things because our team has taken a lot of those courses over the years. So I'm not going to show pricing in this event. What I am going to do, though, is I'm going to tell you that if you decide to join and you're not completely thrilled with the program, we'll give you your money back. Who does that? So if you show up to the trade room, you do your education, you complete the classes, you complete your instructor calls, and you send in your trade plan for help. If you're still not satisfied after doing all those things, we'll give you your money back, plus we'll give you $500 to spend with our companies, just as a way of saying, sorry, we wasted your time. Here's some money. Our bad. Because we believe so much that if you do this, you're going to see results. Now, I can't guarantee that, but I can tell you, put the work in, you're going to be happy. All right. We've got special pricing and things available for you. What I want to do here today is I'm going to give you a link, if I can figure out how to do this, in the chat. I'll also put it in the questions, maybe, if it'll let me. There's the link. I don't know if you guys want to share that too, but can you guys see that link? There's the link. Go to that link. I'm going to pull it up right now. And what you want to do, there's another webinar replay. It's very similar to this, but you want to get a free pass. Anybody want a free pass to the trade room? Yeah, cool. Click here. We will give you a pass to the trade room. What, for a day? No. For a week? No. For a month? No. For as long as it takes for you to figure out that this is the greatest thing since sliced bread and you need to do this. Now, I don't want to tell you that. I want you to come to that on your own conclusion on that. But I know that if you come into our program, into our trade room, you're going to love it. And you're going to see all this and you're going to go, wow, I really want to be part of this. Why? Because our traders are seeing success with the program. So if our traders are seeing success, now it's your turn. So if you want more info, what you want to do is put your name and email in here and click here. And that's going to book time for us to visit, go over everything together, go over more details. You can ask questions, make sure it's a good fit before you sign up. Okay, we'll also give you discounts of whatever we have available. If you want your free pass, sign here. Obviously, most of you are just going to sign up for the guest pass, check it out for a while. You should, because you're going to love it. There's all of our logs on all the trades. We've got some comments from our users and traders, and just click the link. So there you go. So what am I selling you today? Nothing. I'm going to give you a free pass to the guest, to the trade room. Come in and check it out. Okay. Are there any questions that came in? I know it kind of went fast because we were a little short on time. We got started a little later. Anybody have anything that you need to cover? And then we'll call it. See if I can pop out this little.
I'm doing the same thing to see if there's anything
Yeah.
that jumps out at me.
There was, I see some familiar names. This is cool.
Nothing that I don't think would be better addressed in an email.
Yeah, that's cool. Thanks guys for hanging out. Yeah, there's I see some comments coming in. Sorry guys, I missed it because I was going kind of fast, but yeah, very
Jim,
cool.
I want to thank you for being here. Your strategies and setups look amazing, especially that one, fair warning, it's a winner, multiple confluences off the VWAP and order block and something else.
Yeah,
It's just amazing. And I love your personal story of success.
thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're interested in avoiding all the common pitfalls that traders fall into, learning how to stop failing prop firm evals once and for all, and finally achieve consistent results, Mr. Jim Simmons and his team over at NeuroStreet Trading Academy have a solution for you. I put his link in the chat box. I can't believe the offer he made that you can join his room and follow his trades, which we can see are profitable in the big picture, for free for as long as you want. My advice would be to take a free trade or two, get profitable, and then use it to pay for the course.
There you go.
Which is a brilliant marketing strategy. Jim, thank you so much for sharing the incredible opportunity with our audience and making them that generous of an offer. Happy holidays.